that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. This Eagles talk high, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's peep the squad. Big Pat shelling, Dante the dark job. Drop the stats on him, drop the facts on him. Spur game, baby, let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight. Welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk. A week after you guys beat me up for defending Howie Roseman. I don't want any more of that. I don't want any more of that. You guys, it's like I'll take all that. But anyway, all right, look, we're going to continue to talk about this trade because pro days happened this week. So we got to see some of who we're not getting perform well in their pro day. and that may be frustrating to some of you guys. So we'll continue to talk about the trade and see how you guys feel this week after seeing a Jamar Chase have an outstanding pro day and some others who's the Pitts have an outstanding pro day and others who we won't be getting, by the way, because we traded that pick away. But we'll discuss that because there's still a lot of draft talk to be had and things of that nature. We welcome back Nichelle. She was out last week. We're sorry that someone hacked your account and they were just spewing all kind of craziness and stuff like that. We're sorry. I'm glad that you got control of that account and you're back. Let me just say right now off the top,
It's a mess.
that one of our very loyal followers, Eddie, ran for. I call him my favorite Republican, and he ran for office in California, and he won. And I can't remember the office that he secured, but hopefully he'll join us tonight if he's not being sworn in tonight. I don't know, but congratulations to Eddie on his win in the political arena. All right. Little talk. What's happening with me is I'm not taking shots tonight. I am on my detox. I talked about it, and I started it Monday. So for the next 30 days, I'm drinking some ginger tea here right now, and I'm not going to be partaking in the shots tonight. So you guys will hold it down for me. And with that being said, without further ado, let's start this first quarter.
You're now listening to the first quarter.
All right. First person in the room tonight was Diane. She says, hello, guys. Hello, Diane.
Diane.
Second person is Robert Tomko. And Mike Hines is in the house. Me and Mike have been chatting via text. What's up, Mike? JT is in the house. You, my brothers and sister, what's up? And Tree is in the house. What's up, guys? What's up? Flying high. That's good to hear that people are still flying high after these pro days and realizing we're not getting some of these.
Why we didn't wait until the day before the draft for the draft day to do this?
That's the general sentiment. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Without further ado, you're watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots and in the form of ginger tea. So, without further ado, I am doing the ginger tea, as I said before. Pat is doing what are you doing, Pat?
I need the help. I need to pick from Monkey Shoulder whiskey, Jameson. To my favorite Terramana. I don't know which one. I need some help out there.
All right, guys, you hear him. He needs someone to help him choose what to drink. So
Monkey Shoulder,
the
some
tequila,
Jameson,
and the Irish whiskey, Jameson.
Terramana.
So just give us a suggestion out there as we go to Nichelle. Nichelle, what do you be talking?
I'm only drinking wine because I have to be lucid because the oven's on self-clean, so I got to make sure I don't burn down the house.
All right.
So you know what?
All right.
The first one came up to Monkey Shoulder, so I'm gonna crack this open and take me a shot.
That's a good idea. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Really?
Damn, somebody acting brand new. Somebody said I'm acting brand new. All right, Mike Hines said the Monkey Shoulder.
Somebody said all three. Hell to the no.
One each quarter. They trying to have you fall out.
All three. All right. So it's going to be Pat on the solo tonight.
It's a tasting.
It is a tasting actually, because it's my first time having it.
Yeah.
Well, you're lucky that's not like a 12-year-old scotch, because it will be blasphemous for you to do a shot of, shoot scotch.
Oh, I got one.
We'll
I have
let
one
you
over
do it.
there. I have one on the bar, so that I'm not touching that.
All right, we'll let you shoot monkey shoulder. All right, okay. So everybody, raise your drink in honor of our Philadelphia Eagles down the hatch. 3, 2, 1. All right, so in the opening, like I said, we're going to continue to talk about this. Trading the 6th pick away, we dropped down to number 12. We gain a first-round pick for next year's draft. And a lot of people were disappointed in that, because I think a lot of people had their eyes set on. I think the reason why people were disappointed, because number 6, although it's not a surefire pick, it was about as good as you're going to get for Howie Roseman, because we all doubt his picking finger, and we figure the higher he is, the less chance there is for him to mess that pick up. So in him moving out of 6 and down to 12, we realized that the chances of him messing it up at 12, it grows, in addition to the fact that we won't get who we had our eyes set on, our heart set on, which for me was Chase, which for Pat might have been Chase also.
Chase, right? I changed it to Chase.
And for Nichelle, I think it was a D-back, or Surtain, or one of the other top D-backs. So we were upset about that. And
Pat, you gonna stand for this? You gonna let him just pull this 180?
So I gotta do this. I gotta do this.
You just gonna let him. He watched Pro Day, and me coming back off my hacked account. You just gonna let, for real? That's what we doing.
Nichelle, I'm gonna do this. I gotta apologize to Dante. I came over to the dark side. I understand where he was going with that, but things though, today is April 1st and it's April Fool's. That's a bunch of BS. We're not lying on this side of it. All right, you gonna stay on that side of it with Howie Roseman and deal with the consequences is. Listen, we all understand that we should have waited for this. We might get some value from it, but watching these pro days, I know we just take the pro day with a grain of salt. It's, everybody's running a 4.3 nowadays, but at the same time, watching Jamar Chase, watching Kyle
Get
Pitts.
out of here. I'm sorry, they're playing with me.
Yeah, no,
how he was fired today.
That was a joke today. I was gonna put the picture up. Up. But at the same time, watching these guys run these 40s, run these drills, even look at the quarterback from Ohio State, Justin Fields. Like, it was like, oh, we had the 6th pick. We could have had all that. But we just come back down to earth and think about Howie.
Well, let me tell you this. It was no guarantee that we were going to get Chase. And I believe that was part of the reason why he actually. I'm thinking that's part of his decision-making process. If he was looking for that, other rumors or word was saying that he was trying to move up to get Zach Wilson, and because he could not get up high enough, and the fact that Chase was not going to be there at 6, he decided to gain more draft capital and move down a little bit. I'm still riding with Howie. I mean, I'm in a win-win situation. I'm not changing. I'm in a win-win situation. I called for Howie's head at the end of the last year, and I called for everybody's head. I did. I called for the quarterback to be gone. I called for the head coach to be gone. 2 out of 3.
You said Howie first, though. You said Howie first.
I said Howie.
Yes, you did.
I don't know.
Yeah, he did say it's Howie first.
Well, you go check the tape and you come back and.
I did. He said Howie first. He said Howie must go. You don't bring no guys here. We playing with guys from Wawa. You said that in the 2019 season when Carson Wentz had to do it all by itself.
If I said it, I said it. But what I'm saying is, for me, I don't think I said it, but you bring back the proof, and I'll bow down.
Pull the receipts.
What I'm saying,
you need to pull the receipts, and we'll make a montage. Let's make a montage of all Dante's Howie bashing.
It's like showing all his draft picks.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not moving off of that. What I was defending him, I think he deserved to be gone after next year. Now that he's not here, I gotta ride with him. I got to. This is still my team, and he's in charge of it. So we talk about it sometimes. You get to a point where you get so mad where you, like last year, like I'd rather root for them to lose to get the top pick than to win. A lot of people were like, I could never root for against my team. Well, that's where I'm at now because this is the beginning of a new year. He's still here and he's controlling my team. What do I do? Wish for him to fail? Because in essence, if he fails, my team fails. But this is where the win-win comes in. Because if he does fail, I get rid of him. If he doesn't fail, I get a good player. So I can't lose. I can't lose here.
He's good at this. He's good at this. Are you working law, Dante? Because you just told me
he's getting paid by Howie. He's getting paid by Howie.
If he blows this pick, I'm not going to be happy. Don't get me wrong. If he blows this pick and messes this draft up, he's going to be out of here. I have to believe that. I hope and pray that that's what's going to happen. And if he doesn't blow the pick, then we're going to be the better for it. Somebody said in the chat room, and I already had this information before I started tonight, that the last time Howie Roseman picked number 12, we got Fletcher Cox. I think that was not a bad pick. The last time he picked in that 12 area, the few times that he did, one is his 12th pick was Fletcher Cox. His I think 13th pick was it BG? I think it was BG. And then the 14th pick, which was the bust, was I think Marcus Smith or somebody, if I'm not mistaken. I have to pull it up. But 2 out of the 3 picks weren't bad picks. So hopefully we can expect some of the same. I don't think that he can really, really blow this pick as much.
It's Howie Roseman.
I understand.
Did you really say that? Did you really say I don't think he?
I mean,
Are
everybody can blow it.
Are we talking about the same person?
But I'm talking about percentages here. We're thinking. Well, we're not thinking. We know that there's going to be an early run on quarterbacks, right?
All right, let's do this.
It's going to be an early run on quarterbacks. Am I
wrong?
It is.
I mean, yes, you're right. You're 100% right. It's
all right. Now, at the beginning
quickly.
of this draft process, we did not think that, right? We thought that the mock drafts didn't have 3 or 4 quarterbacks going in the first 5 picks, right? But now they do. So that means those players that they had in those positions prior to this are going to be dropping. So we're not.
Sure.
We're
That's
not
why I would
like
to be at 6.
Yeah, I would
because of that.
Yes.
Because if 4 quarterbacks are taken in picks 1 through 5, do you know the player we're going to get? Stop playing with me. We talk about fly, Eagles fly, wingspan, Kyle Pitts. Fly that.
All right,
fly that.
I didn't want Kyle, but I want to change.
I don't want Kyle either.
But still.
He has the opportunity to be a very good player in this league if he goes to the right team. But I'm still set on this. You don't draft a tight end in your top 10 picks. The only tight end that I can remember that was of any worth in the top 10, and he wasn't even that much of a worth in the top 10. Vernon Davis ran a 4.3 coming out of my Maryland. He was drafted number 6. I mean, would you think Vernon Davis is a all-pro perennial tight end? No, not at all. He made 1 Pro Bowl in his 11-year career.
I still think whoever picks him up is not just going to leave him at tight end.
If he goes to Atlanta, which I think he may end up going to Atlanta.
I'm sorry.
He will be that tight end. I know
somebody's going to put him at receiver at some point.
But he's going to be that flex tight end for them.
Yes.
He's going to be the flex tight end because they already have a tight end in Hayden Hurst that they got from Baltimore. So the Falcons have been talking to him. I believe he will be the Falcons pick at number 4. Which is kind of ridiculous because they need a quarterback. They need everything else in the world. But I wouldn't draft a tight end in the first 10 picks at all.
All right, look, we have some people out here that are in agreement with how he trading backwards. I told you. See, it wasn't a horrible.
What was this?
Here we go.
April the 1st. April Fools.
Right.
All right, they're not saying that. Mike Hines, he said, we turned an extra first-round pick. That's got to be good. Brian Rogers says, it looks like either J.C. Horn or Micah Parsons. That's a great point, and that was the next point I was going to make, is that we have so many holes on this team that we can't – we can't miss. It's Howie. I know it's Howie, so we can miss. But I'm saying, he can go in any direction. We're still going to have the top 3 players in most of the positions we need help in anyway. If we do not get, which we are not, if we don't get Chase, which we're not, we still have a good shot at getting Waddle or Smith if he falls a little bit. So that's still a top 3 receiver. If we don't get one of them, we still have a chance of getting a top 2 cornerback. The first one might be gone, but the second one might still be there. If we go in another position, we have an opportunity to get the first rated linebacker. How bad do we need a linebacker? When's the last time we've had a playmaking linebacker? We have a lot of positions that we need filled, and one offseason is not going to do it. I said this last week. One offseason is not going to do it. So I still say kudos for the move. I still am shaky on Howie making the pick. That's all I am. But I'm
Howie
still
is terrible.
Howie is
I understand what you're saying, Dante, but I have to go back to this notion about Howie because the whole thing is centered about Howie Roseman. I'm not going to bring up the 2012 draft because he had Lane Johnson and he also picked he was able to pick Fletcher Cox, but I'm not even going to those guys. All right. 2016, Carson Wentz. Isaac Salamati, he's the only person in that draft that's still with the team. Big V, Wendell Smallwood, Blake Countess, Jalen Mills, Alton McAllister, Joe Walker. All right. 2017, Derek Barnett, who we're crucifying right now because he's not playing up to the potential of a first-round draft pick. And he's picked number 14. Number 14. All right. Sidney Jones, Rasul Douglas, both got cut. Matt Hollis should never came here. Donnell Pumphrey. Sheldon Gibson.
I'm not trying to do it.
Nathan Gary playing linebacker. What's up? Elijah Quarles. Then we go to the 2018 draft. Come on, man. I don't want to go draft by draft of what he has produced for this team. You're talking about percentages. When you brought up percentages, if we had to go on a scale of what he has done for this team, he's swinging at a 15% win rate right now, and that's terrible. I mean, listen, GMs sometimes they do good things for the team. They add great free agents, but you're supposed to hit sometime in his draft. And right now he's batting 1 for 4, and that's doing 1 for 5. I mean, that's terrible.
I just want to know what the strategy is in terms of timing. Like, you had leverage that closer to the draft, I think would work out well.
More picks.
That I agree with. That.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I just nobody can explain that to me, so I can't get on the Howie train until somebody explains to me what is the strategy of making these deals so early on instead of waiting a little bit, waiting after pro day, see who's going up and down, because at that point, like you just said, a few weeks ago, we didn't have 4 quarterbacks going in the top 5, top 6, top 10. Correct. And we do now. That's the buzz now. That's what the mock drafts are coming out with now. So if that's the trend, he should have gathered more information before he started doing some of these deals, especially with the 6th pick. Everybody's going to be checking for you. They ain't going nowhere.
No, they're not.
They're not going nowhere.
What we can't ignore, the other chatter that we're hearing is that he's interested in Deshaun Watson. So the timing might have been feeling pressed to try to put a package together to offer to Houston. I mean, people are trying to do it now. So maybe that's what made him jump the gun or pushed him up a little bit on the schedule. He could have waited till draft day, yeah. But if his ultimate goal, number one, if it was trying to get up to Zach Wilson, that fell through, and his backup plan was like, all right, we're going to make a real run at Deshaun, or I don't want Russell, but you never know, Russell or something like that, then he probably needed to secure those picks now. He couldn't come to them and say, we're going to get another first round pick. If that's what he's doing behind the scenes, I guess that may be a motivation for him.
He was in panic mode.
Have
Miami came to him like, look, we got to move up to 6, and we only got this one-time deal. Like, dude, you got to have patience in this situation.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you hold the card. Especially
more than a month out.
Yeah,
more than a month out.
Yeah, no. I would have waited like 5 to 7 days before the draft, before that deal went down.
Hey, guys, y'all play spades, right? Y'all play spades?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, listen. So I have the big joker, right? I hold the big joker. You hold the 2 of diamonds. You hold the ace of the 10 of spades, whatever, right? Why am I going to play my big joker right now, and I got a little joker also. Why am I gonna play my big joker right now? That makes no sense. I'm cutting my partner off.
I'm gonna draw out their big cards. That's why. I've done it.
Man, listen.
All
Well,
right.
you only got 2 cards in your hand. That's it. Right? You kill your partner. You can't even go board. That's all you got.
Yeah, well, that's why you don't hold it that far. You know what I'm saying? That you don't
Hey,
hold it that late.
listen. You can't play a spade to start the game off.
All right. No, not to start the game off. That's the end of the quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, we're going to continue this dialogue on Howie. And to combat that, I would just like to say that he's also the only one that brought us a Super Bowl. Now.
You will
So,
always say
you
that.
can
You
say
will
that.
always.
Like,
But
bro, you might as
That's-
well record that
my
and just
big
hit
joker.
play.
That's my big joker.
That's
now,
a small joker.
Bam.
man.
That's
a
my
small
It is
big
so
joker.
not the big joker.
Y'all can say
It
what
is
y'all
so
want,
not
and I would invite you to go and get these GMs that have had splendid drafts and tell me how many Super Bowls they have. Please, not many. That's what I'm telling you, and Howie has that. So, all right, we're gonna end this
drink.
order.
I'm gonna drink. I'm
Yeah.
not drinking more
I
monkey
already
soda
started.
because if I drink this monkey soda, I will not be able to finish this.
All right, so let me go to some comments before we start this. While you pour the drink, Tony Burns says Watson's value though is going down. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Julie says Julie, what do you say? Where you at, Julie? Oh, okay, right here. The Giants and Cowgirls are going to try real hard to mess up our pick. Are they in front of us now?
Yes, that's what I was trying to tell you last week. We dropped
Oh.
behind the Giants and the Cowgirls. You're right behind them too. Like really. So that doesn't make
I'm
sense.
disgusted by that.
Chill.
I'm sorry.
That means
sorry.
11 players will be gone. There's going to be 150 more left. We're going to get somebody. We know we're
going to get somebody. We're going to get a body, but is it the right somebody?
No.
Is
It's
it
gonna
gonna-
be the DN from Michigan?
or maybe a good offensive lineman. We have so many holes that a good offensive lineman would not be a bad pick. I mean, we have a lot of holes as long as he gets a player. I'm married to the sexy player. I want the playmaker. I want the playmaker cornerback. I want the playmaker wide receiver. I want that. But let's face it, we have so many holes here. If he gets a offensive lineman that turns out to be an all-pro or Pro Bowler or a solid pick, I'm going to be happy with that. This is not a one-off season rebuild here. We have a lot of holes here. It's going to take a couple years before we come back. I think it's going to take at least 2 off seasons. And when he gets that money next year, if he's not fired by then, but if he gets that money next year in free agency, we know how he does in free agency. He does a better job in free agency than he does with the draft. So when he loads up with money next year, and we have these extra first round picks, he's going to have a lot of choices or a lot of options to turn this roster around. He did it once before, and the last time he turned, what did he do? He did a restructure of the roster. He tore the roster down and built it back up. Last time he did that, we won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you put that out there all you want, but we got 5 players from that Super Bowl team on this thing. 5 players: Fletcher Cox, BG.
How many players we got from the Super Bowl team?
Lane
that
Johnson.
Andy Reid won us.
You want to be smart like that?
I'm just saying. I'm asking. How many Super Bowl? How many players we got from the Joe Banner? How many Super Bowls we got from the players that Joe Banner?
Brian Dawkins. He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles.
and that's a
he
good
does
question
have a
here.
ring with the Eagles.
Do you want rings or do you want Hall of Fame players? We asked that before.
Listen,
Early in the season, we talked about
playing that card. You can't keep playing this card because NFL is not for long. It stands for not for long, right?
And we didn't have that
can
team
make
for
a
long.
We
run.
keep playing this card.
Yeah,
If you keep playing this card, you know what's going to happen? You're the Dallas Cowgirls all over again. They haven't touched the NFC Championship since 1996, 95, whatever it was.
And
we're gonna be
hadn't
just like
touched one
that
for 60 years.
So we're gonna be like that. So are we gonna be like
we
that?
hadn't touched
Right
one
now?
for
Are we gonna be like
60
that?
years.
Or we gonna be
What, a Super Bowl? Not the. We were always in contention with our division and the Come on, I can't with you right now.
Man, let's
I'm
start the
asking
quarter.
y'all.
That
I'm
was
just
the
making it a
Super.
simple
What are
question.
you
It's a
talking
simple
about?
question.
We went to the
I need
Super
to take,
Bowl.
I
We
need to
didn't
take
win
my
it.
shot.
Yo,
Yeah,
what's
I
up,
know. I
my
Quavo?
need to
shot
drink
today.
some more wine.
Quavo in the house. All right, here we go. All right, so that's the end of the first quarter. You are watching, listening to Eagles talk as we go at each other. And and we like to go at each other as we drink and enjoy our favorite adult beverage. So join us. Pat is partaking in what are you doing this time?
I'm doing
Monkey,
Terramana, Matt. The
Terramana,
yeah,
tequila.
the monkey shoulder. No, I would start sweating.
Nichelle, I'm sorry. Nichelle is doing, I'm not even drinking. I can't even say.
Jersey Red.
Jersey red wine, and I'm doing some ginger tea in my detox. So you guys let me know what you're doing out there, and we'll continue this discussion in the second quarter. So everyone down the hatch in honor of our outstanding GM, Howie Roseman. 3, 2, 1.
Nah, I can't do that. I can't do-
Thank you.
All right, let me open up the quarter.
If you have this again, let me open the quarter.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right,
If you have that
Quavo's doing
stance
the
next
Jim
week,
Beam.
I got a sound there just for you next week.
I don't want to talk about Howie. I mean, you guys
All right,
forced me to.
I don't want to talk about how we came on the
only
show.
kidding. All right, so in all reality here, now who do we think that we should target at number 12? We had some suggestions up in the comments earlier with what's the guy? Let me back up. But I think it was a D-back. Was it a D-back?
Mm-hmm.
Horn. Is Horn a D-back? All right,
Yeah, he's a
Horn.
But you know what? And I've been going back to tape because some of these guys have been, they didn't play last year. Just Jamar Chase was 19 when he did that, and that was in 2019. He's 19 years old. He's 20 now. JC Horn, his issue was he has long arms, and in the college football game, you can touch the player up until the ball is basically 5 yards away from the. I mean, it's different rules in NFL. So the way he played in college, it's going to be harder for him to make that adjustment at the 5 yards. He can't be all hands on because in the college football game, you can be hands on to the balls in the air. Another thing, and I already expressed this with Patrick Surtain coming from Alabama. He wasn't tested enough, and I already said I like my players to be tested. I like to see that they go against top talent and the quarterbacks and how they play against these talented guys.
Well, didn't he go up against top talent? Would you would argue that a SEC cornerback did not go up against good talent?
They didn't throw to a side. I'll be honest with you. They didn't throw to a side, and for him to be such a dynamic defensive back, they stayed away from him. And like I said before, I want to see him make plays. I think he had one interception return for a touchdown in his whole college football career. I mean, it says that he's that good. His technique is there, but at the same time, if you're not getting tested, you're not getting Jamar Chase put on you, Justin Jefferson put on you, and they're throwing away from you, then what's going to happen in the NFL is just like when we got Namdi Askewal or what's that, Fletcher, right? When we got Namdi, people didn't throw to him with the Raiders. They went at the other cornerback. When he came to the Eagles, all of a sudden, Victor Cruz started doing the cha-cha. He said, "Oh,
I hated that."
Then once they found out that he was sweet, it was like, you know what, we can go at this corner because he's not as good as advertised, and he was out of the league in 2 years.
Well, I think it was more so that this scheme did not fit his abilities. They were trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. He was a man-to-man, and they wanted to play a lot of zone. And he just wasn't that type of dude. But anyway, getting back to Surtain, though, Surtain did play some of the top receivers. They just didn't throw his way. They didn't throw his way.
I mean, you got to also think it when they're not throwing his way, that must mean they don't want to throw his way.
No, it's game planning. It's game planning.
Right,
Listen, if I know the guy on your opposite side is not as talented as you, don't get me I'm not gonna disrespect him whatsoever. If I know the guy on the other side of you, I can destroy that side of the field because that safety, that linebacker, and that corner don't work well in tandem, that's the side I'm gonna go to all game,
Yeah, well,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Then what's gonna happen is just you're gonna switch your corner, right? You put your strong corner on that side, then I'm gonna go back to the opposite side. That's a smart offensive coordinator taking advantage of what you can take advantage of. In college football, you can do that. You have to do that because there are superior athletes in college football. When you get to the pros, these athletes are almost on the same plane. That's why when I look at Eric Pitts running a 4.4 at 6'6", 6'6" tight ends, these tight ends that run fast and they can't block aren't that successful. You don't pick up a tight end. You don't pick up a tight end and you don't pick up a tight end in the first round. I'll be honest, the best tight ends that you is out there right now. George Kittle got picked up in the 5th round, right? Travis Kelce got picked up in the 3rd round. Grunt got picked up, I think, was it the end of the 1st or 2nd round, whatever he got picked up.
Because second rounder.
Because Aaron Hernandez got picked up in the 1st. Yeah, so you don't pick up these guys in the 1st round far as tight ends because your more productive tight ends have been picked up later in later rounds. Let's be honest. Would you rather have a Shannon Sharp or a Kyle Pitts?
Right. Let me go to some comments here. Ted says, Nichelle, J.C. Horn is the size we need. You don't like those little corners, and he's saying that he's bigger than that. Timothy said, you better believe that Surtain had battles in practice. Believe that.
That's not the one you got on the screen.
What, he had battles in practice? No,
you better believe.
They did have battles in practice.
Okay,
So he was playing in practice. He was going up against all the top two. The top 2 prospects in the draft. I mean, of the top
it's
3
a testament
prospects.
if they're not trying to throw to his side because they know he's either going to pick it or he's going to make a play.
And
you know
Sheldon
what?
Says he sounds like a shutdown corner to me if they didn't throw to his side.
There you go.
No.
Quavo
They didn't throw Nnamdi because they could abuse the other corner. And what happened? Nnamdi came to the Eagles. They feel like they could throw to him, and next thing you know, he's out of the league. Let's be honest. So they're not going against top talent.
All right, let's see where he is after next season.
Right.
We'll come back to that. We'll put a pin in that.
Being a Carolina Horn is nice, but we also have Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech, same size and more athletic, in my opinion. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of these guys. I really don't. I mean, and then that's what we have to choose from. That's the point I'm trying to make. At 12, although we do move back to 12, we're still up there. I mean, we're still going to have the pick of some top position.
I'd be happy with a CB, but I said that from day one. I only flipped over to offensive side of the ball because y'all were so big on it. But I said from the day one, I wanted the D-back.
I said from day 2 that I wanted to trade back from 6 back to 12. That's what I
You didn't say that. You didn't say that. I would drink this whole bottle of Muscle Soda if I can go back and find that. All right. Listen, it's a sleeper. It's a sleeper in this draft at corner that meets your height requirements. That meets your height requirement, Nichelle. His name is Greg Newsome II, right? He's from Northwestern. He's a cover corner. And not only was he tested from, some receivers in the Big Ten, Rashid Bateman, Minnesota guys had good receivers. He has the speed to play inside and outside. He ran a 4.3. If people take this pro day seriously, which I don't, he ran a 4.37. I mean, at 6 foot. So he's a cover corner. There are going to be some sleepers in this draft that we don't realize that we're so overhyping these other guys. J.C. Horn, Farley from Virginia Tech. Asante Samuel Jr. is a very good cover corner. He might be 5'11", but he's a good cover corner. Not only is he a good cover corner, he's a better tackler than his dad.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
I would take Junior. I would definitely take
Brian Rogers, I think this is a great comment here. I say get the best player available at 12.
Not with Howie Roseman.
At 12.
Right? Does he know who he's talking about? That's not what Howie does. Why would Howie do that?
My prayer is that, he has a lot of pressure on him this year to make the right pick. This would be a great time for him to actually listen to the scouts. This will be a great time for Howie to actually let the scouts do their job and take a look in the mirror and say, look, you know what? like Pat just pointed out, my pick and finger record has not been great over the last 3 or 4 drafts. Let me not ignore what my scouts are telling me, because if we go on record, I heard last year that they wanted Justin Jefferson and somebody else wanted Rager. How about this year we actually listen to them? And he may get himself out of this crap if he just listens to the people that he hires to do that job, because we know he's not a talent evaluator. We just need him to know that he's not a talent evaluator.
Let's see where his ego is.
Oh my goodness.
I just want to do this too. Because as the draft get closer, and I told Nichelle I will come back to this show with some other guys, some people that you haven't heard of before. It's a cornerback, Ifeni Mafahutu. I hope I said his name right. But he was a very, very good corner for Syracuse. He fits your height requirement. He's 6'3".
I like
He's
that.
6'3". So I mean, he fits that height requirement. And Jonathan Gannon runs a zone. So you know what else? Who else fits this type of defense?
Hold on. What's his name?
Rasul Douglas. Fenty Mafu. You. He's
all right. Now, you're not the GM. You can make that pick. I mean, you're not Howie. You can make.
I said
that
later
pick.
rounds.
Okay. I'm about to say
sleepers, people
if
that we haven't heard of.
If Howie comes out his mouth with something like that.
Yeah, no, these are sleeper picks that we could pick up on, since we have so many first round picks in case Howie screws up the first pick.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm about to say no.
These are the picks that can maybe help him.
But I'm thrown because I really like Micah Parsons from Penn State. I know the quarter end. Let me end this quarter.
And that's we know that. End of the quarter.
But with that being said, Jabril Cox is from Alabama. Well, no, LSU. I'm sorry, LSU. He's a hybrid type of outside linebacker who can play that role in the NFL, where you need a speed linebacker that can play on top of these tight ends are coming to the league, like a Travis Kelce, a George Kittle, Pitts, who's coming into this league. We need a bigger type of linebacker who has the speed and agility that can stay with these type tight ends. Jabril Cox fits that perfectly. The linebacker from Notre Dame fits that perfectly. I mean, he's a little shorter, but in the later rounds, I think you can get Cox for in the second round. Maybe you trade back up in the second round and pick up a linebacker, and that be the guy that you pick up, because we do need to go defense in this draft. I agree with getting Devontae Smith if he's available, but if he's not available and all your receivers are gone, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Chase, Pitts, you got to go defense.
And that'll be interesting on actually what they decide to do. I'm sorry, what they decide to pick as regards to like whether it's going to be offense or defense. Wouldn't that give us some indication on who has some say? Because we said in the past that Schwartz had a lot of say in who he got, right? We thought he had more say than even Peterson.
But you got to listen to your scouts. You have to listen to the issue with Howie Roseman that we have issue with is that they don't listen to your scouts. You listen to your gut. And the thing is, I'm not going to disrespect Howie Roseman because he is the GM of my favorite football team, and he got there by his hard work and going to the corner and coming back, and he did give us a Super Bowl, so I do agree with that. But I'm not going to disrespect him. At the same time, as a GM of a pro football team, you got scouts. You hire these guys for a reason. Let them do their job. If they have better information than your gut does, and your gut has been wrong in these past 6 drafts, go with the scouts.
Yeah,
go with the scouts.
Why have the scouts if you're not going to listen to them? You're wasting the organization's money.
Yes.
At that point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I understand that he probably takes the heat. Also, somebody said that too, that he takes the heat for decisions Jeffrey Lurie might jump in there, because we have talked about Jeffrey Lurie being a little Jerry Jones-ish this offseason. So that, like last year, I heard that it was Jeffrey Lurie who wanted Rager, or if not Rager, Hurts. Was it Hurts or Rager?
Well, we can talk about it in the third quarter. Let's get this shot in, because
all right, okay,
I got something for that.
All right, you are watching Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. We like to drink, sip, and talk, just like we're in our barbershop, the beauty salon, around the water cooler, on the corner. That's how we come to you guys. And we talk with you, not at you. We include you guys in the conversation. So let me know what you're drinking out there. Pat is doing another shot of what? What are you doing, Pat?
I'm doing Terramana. I couldn't continue that monkey shoulder, which is a good.
Drink the monkey balls.
Yeah.
Listen.
All right, so he's doing
This
the
is when you
Terramana.
sip. This is you sip this.
I told
You
you.
do not take a shot of this.
So
monkey balls for you.
Michelle down the bottom is doing the red wine, and I am doing the ginger tea. I'm almost out. All right, so I should have saved that, huh? All right, anyway, everybody raise your glass to our Philadelphia Eagles. Down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, let me start off with some comments here. All right, I agree with Brian Rogers here. Our first pick at 12 has got to be in the running for Rookie of the Year. You know what? I would love that, but I agree probably even more with Ted Wiggins here. He says our number 12 pick has to be a day one starter. I'll take that.
Yes.
Has to be a day one starter. We need somebody that can come in and contribute right away, and hopefully that player will be good, an impact player. We do not need a player that's a project at number one. We need a player that's going to hit the ground running and is going to contribute immediately to this team, and it's going to be a big letdown if that doesn't happen. Eric Miller says it's because of JL. I won't just kill Howie. He wanted Hurts. Okay, that's what Jeffrey Lurie wanted Hurts. Okay, so yeah, so I know Howie has taken some arrows for Jeffrey Lurie because that's his boss. I wonder how many arrows he might have taken for listening to the scouts, because we just assume that he doesn't listen. Maybe it was some picks that he said, all right, we're going to go with the scouts on this. We'll never know, and they didn't pan out either. So
well, if he's so smart, he's supposed to manage up. That's corporate. You better learn how to manage up and not let your boss make bad decisions. Come on now. Come on. I'm still. He's the GM.
He writes from that $1 million check. He writes from that $1 million check.
I get all that. I get all that. But
of course, I get this guy for you.
Yeah, but you're going to get your $1 million check in jeopardy if you keep going down this path. So
True.
You need to manage up. You still need to manage up.
Maybe that's what's keeping him here now, is because he lets Jeffrey Lurie and he takes those arrows or those bullets for Jeffrey Lurie. That's probably that's why he's still here.
But is it making him profitable? I mean, sports team from a business perspective usually just break even. They're not always profitable. And a lot of times these business moguls that own these teams take a loss, but they recoup in other ways because of the taxes and things of that nature. But at the same time, he has to be responsible for putting a viable product out there,
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he
I
does.
agree with
And the thing is, I'm going to get me wrong. The Jalen Reagor pick, yes, we could have got Justin Jefferson, but the same thing that Dante, I had to agree with Dante last week. He said Justin Jefferson had over 1,000 yards. Was this team in the playoffs? Is the team win the Super Bowl? No. All right. So Jalen Reagor, they both was in the same boat. They both was in the playoffs. They both didn't win the Super Bowl. But the thing about it is, this kid, if coached right or schemed the right way, he's not an outside receiver. I saw reports that they're moving the inside to the slot. He's not a slot. He's not an outside. Oh, he's waving.
Waving at Gwen. All right, keep it going.
Okay.
All right.
He's not an outside or inside receiver. He's a utility type of guy where you could put any part on the field and he could be a playmaker. He's like a Percy Harvin type. I've been drinking. Percy Harvin type of receiver, where you have him inside, outside. You can run reverses with him. You can run different things with him. He utilizes his ability, his speed, his quickness. They didn't do that last year. They kept him on the outside and said, beat that number one corner. No, you got to scheme him open. I mean, I hate to say scheme him open, but That's what you have. You have these players. And the one player that can get open against any corner in this NFL right now, they didn't even play much. Quez Watkins is one of the fastest wide receivers in the NFL, and he didn't play much this year.
All right, don't get drunk off of the speed like your brother here. But anyway, in Jalen Rager's defense here, we talked about how horrible of a year that Carson Wentz had. Well, guess who was throwing the ball to Jalen? Who was responsible for getting the ball to Jalen Rager? Carson Wentz. You know, so if your quarterback is not doing and not having a good year, you're probably as a receiver not going to have a good year also. So we cannot adequately judge Jalen Rager's rookie year based on what happened last year and the debacle, the offensive line being in shambles and Carson Wentz having such a horrible year. That had to trickle down to the receivers in their performance. If Carson Wentz's numbers are down, then their numbers are down. So let's see what Jalen Reagor. Let's give him another chance here. I'm not ready to give up on him yet. I still think we should have took Justin Jefferson, but I don't think we can totally just.
He would did the same thing.
Right.
He would have been.
Yeah, if he would have been here, he would have had the same numbers as Jalen Reagor, and we'd probably be talking about him now. So let's just give him another chance. Let's see what this coaching staff can do with scheming for Jalen Reagor, trying to get the ball in the playmaker's hands, because that's what it's all about, getting the ball in your playmaker's hands, and he is one of ours. So hopefully we'll get another one. Hopefully at 12, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm predicting it right now. JJ Arcega-Whiteside is going to have a breakout year with another team.
Oh, I did that. Don't do that. Don't do
with another team. With another team.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, don't do that.
No,
All
Richard
right,
Booth. I gotta go
moving.
to this comment. You gotta go to
All right.
Richard Booth's comment. Richard, he wasn't on. Oh my bad.
I'm sorry.
Richard, he wasn't on IR. He wasn't on IR most of the season. He was inactive. They didn't activate him. And when they did activate him, he scored a touchdown against Arizona, like on a stop route. Like take one step, catch the ball, and run down the field. I mean, you saw the speed from that. So I don't understand why you wanted to play Deshaun Jackson or Alshon Jefferson because they had the money. I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand that, but I still don't understand why you don't put your best product on the field. That's my problem.
All right, Bill Kroll. I hope we draft heavy on defense, and I believe we will. But watch, I'll be wrong. A lot of our talk is about cornerbacks, of which we have a heavy need for that, and wide receivers. But I want our defense to be better. I don't know who we got to draft. I can't wait to see what Gannon does. But we have to give him some tools to work with if he's going to turn this defense around. I long for the days when defense was our staple, when that was our signature, showing up and beating people up, or Jim Johnson just shutting down other team and giving us an opportunity to stay in these games. Where are those days? And I can't wait to have to see those days come back. So let's not forget about the defense side of the ball as we go into this draft also. So if we do get a playmaker at wide receiver in the first round, let's just say we do. Let's say we get Waddle. Will you be happy with Waddle? Anybody be happy with Waddle?
You know what? I'm gonna say this, Nichelle. I know you about to. I'll let you go first, Nichelle.
Anybody be happy with Waddle?
Because the smile on your face is like. Once I looked down and saw a smile, I said, "Oh wow."
I'm indifferent. I agree with some of the folks on the and Pat with like a Micah Parsons, but no, I don't think
Waddle doesn't do it. He's not big enough.
He reminds me of John Ross, Henry Ruggs. These guys didn't tear the league up. They were fast. They showed great 40 times, like 4.2-ish, 4.2 something. But they can produce on an NFL level with that speed. I wanted both of those receivers. And we never got them. It's always the scheme that you go to, how you become successful in this league. I don't think Jalen Waddle is the type of receiver we need. I think if we need to get a receiver, we need a receiver that runs routes.
Well, what about Devontae?
Smith, he's the best route running receiver. And I watched the little pro day they had with Mac Jones the other day. And you saw him throwing on a different speed on a crossover route. I know nobody was there, but that's the same thing he did all season. He stepped his game up. When Jalen Waddle went down in mid-season, he stepped his game up. right? And he became that number one receiver on the outside at 6'1", 170, 175. They're talking about his weight, how thin he is. But you know what? Marvin Harrison was thin, and he was able to do it. He's a Hall of Fame wide receiver, right? Chad Johnson said, you know what? When I came in the league, I was 170. I played between 170 and 185. Why are we worrying about this?
He added too that he did not do that in college. He said, I played at that weight and I did not do that in college. So
yeah, this kid, this kid, if you go back and watch him from his freshman year into now, and I hate to say go watch his highlights, because when you watch highlights, you only watch the good plays. You don't watch the bad plays. But if you have access to the all 22 college tape, which nobody here really has access to, but if you were able to see some of his bad plays, even on his bad plays, he's beating good corners. He beat J.C. Horn for a touchdown across the field. He put a move on J.C. Horn and made him literally stop in the middle of the field. I had to rewind the tape because I didn't know if that was J.C. Horn or not. And that was back in 2019 when God played. He destroyed, when I'm talking about destroy, he destroyed this corner from LSU, Derek Stringer, who's going to be the top corner next year coming out. He destroyed him from 200 and some odd yards. One-on-one. Destroyed him. And they're talking about his size. They're talking about his size. That makes absolutely no sense to me.
All right, that's the end of the third quarter. And all right, let me go to some comments. It's tiring, Jason says, it's tiring not having a number one wide receiver for our quarterback. I think our last true number one was T.O. I think Alshon was a true number one.
I think D-Jack was a true number one. I don't think that's the case.
You had Macklin and you had D-Jack.
Yeah, no, I think we're overstating that just a little bit.
Number one, it was a unity type of receivers, because they all had like between 8 and 9 touchdowns together, between 700 yards and 800 yards respectively. I don't think it was a number one receiver when we won a Super Bowl.
Ooh! I don't even want to make y'all mad. I'm gonna put it up there anyway. But y'all just
everybody. I'm already mad.
Keep calm. But how about this? Brian Rogers says, if the Cowboys and Giants pick Patrick Surtain and Micah Parsons at 10 and 11, I will not watch the rest of the draft.
That's probably gonna happen. That's probably gonna happen.
Look, we're not. I'm not even talking to Dante for at least 30 days. So we're gonna have to do a separate show or something, especially with all his Howie love. I wouldn't even talk to him.
There are other players besides them. We don't need them. I'm only kidding. We need them. We need all of them. We need all of them.
Yo.
All right, so that's the quarter, man. You're watching Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans, for Eagles fans. We are still discussing that trade that Howie made from 6 down to 12, because we saw a lot of players that we're not going to have this year have outstanding pro days. This
Pro
week.
day was lit.
No, everybody ran a 4-3.
Like,
everybody ran a 4-3.
Oh, we
when Micah Parsons ran a 4-3, then Jason, the defensive end from Penn State, ran a 4-3 too. I'm like, listen,
look,
I ran a 4-3. Y'all don't know this. I ran a 4-3. I ran a 4-3-5.
Unofficially.
You go,
just like
Pat, you go.
But you know what? That's not in no books or anything like that. That's when the guy told me to watch, I said, God darn, I'm fast. You know, that's all I remember.
That's all you got. That's all you got.
But yeah, I remember. All right, so we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to also bash Howie as we do it. And you know,
wow,
Dante is here. You're like, how many personalities do you have?
I'm all over the place. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It was how we loved last week. It was how we loved the first half of it today. And now it's like, and we bash Howie. No, we bash Howie.
Yes, we bash Howie. You love Howie.
Yes.
Because I try to.
You had all the Howie love.
Aren't you the spiritual guru on the show? I'm trying to send positive vibes to our team.
No.
I'm no fool, though. It may be April 1st, but I'm no fool.
Hold up.
I'm
Look,
trying to stay positive here.
Flag on
Pat
the
used to be a positive person. I'm trying to keep the positivity going, and you guys are bashing me. All right. Anyway, let's just start.
The only
the
thing
fourth
cool
quarter.
about you today is that hat. That's about it.
I
Oh
do like the
yes,
hat. I
I'm
do like
glad
the hat.
you
I
said
do like the
something.
hat.
Let me
That's
give a
the
shout
only.
out to
Oh, here you go.
frat
Product
brother of
plug.
mine. Yeah, product plug.
Nope, noops.
Brother Noop, brother Sal. His line of clothing is black. You see that? Can you see it? Black light.
Oh, I like that. I like
Okay.
that. So,
See
so
that?
brother,
So we
need
getting
some-
hats. I want
we
a
need some
hat.
attire.
I want a hat.
So, Dag, I'll come on next time with the information. But yeah, he has a variety of colors. I thought this was cool. I thought the style and the pick and all that was cool. I remember when I had enough hair to pick, but that's all over now. But
Oh.
anyway,
I still got the hair. I got the beard too.
Looks like you got shape up there. I see you, Pat. I
Oh,
see
I
you.
Yeah,
miss-
you see it.
I
You
see you. I
see
see
it.
you. He's like, I'm tight. I'm fresh.
Keep doing the LL. Look at my lips. I gotta stop that.
Can't
All right, here
stand
we go.
you.
Last quarter. Shots. All right, Pat is doing the tequila. Michelle was drinking her
gonna go with the
wine.
monkey shoulder, but
Red
And
wine.
I am
Jersey
out
red.
of whatever I was drinking, so I will
yes,
just
Bill.
watch.
Bill, I was not being chased. I was being timed. I actually got time that is worth it. I was an athlete at one point. I messed it up by drinking.
yes. All right, here we go. All right, down the hatch for our Philadelphia Eagles. 3, 2, 1. All right, so the draft is fast approaching here, man. Oh, thank you. The draft is fast approaching, and we got to make a plans. First of all, I guess we'll talk off the air, but we got to make a plans what we're going to do for the draft. We usually have a draft show. I know we're in the midst of COVID. We got to figure out how we're going to do that.
It should be warm enough to be outside somewhere, no?
Yeah, possibly. It's this month,
Or
right?
someplace that just has a decent area, decent space.
Oh, we can be in the studio.
What's
at
up with the
any time.
monkey balls? What are you doing with
We
the
have a-
monkey
we
balls?
have-
So
a studio.
Mike Hines said monkey shoulders for the 4 threes.
Yeah,
That's why I got
Ooh.
But we have a studio season show. You've come on board during the COVID. You've never had a chance to experience that. We do have a studio. We just
Okay.
haven't been there because of COVID. It's in,
But y'all gonna disinfect the joint though, right?
Oh yeah, it's disinfect. They still, we still running out. We still have photo shoots and videos. and
Oh,
all that
okay.
still, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we still do that.
Where is it where is it, near you?
No. It's in
No,
Port
it's in
Richmond.
Philly.
Yeah,
It's
it's
in
in
Philly.
Port Richmond.
It's in Port
Oh, in
Richmond.
Port Richmond. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
it definitely got to be disinfected, right?
Oh, good to know. So I can rent it out if I need to for a shoot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, when were you gonna tell me this?
I got people. I got videographers, photographers.
I mean, we have
want-
that in house at my agency, but sometimes we have to shoot like product stuff and things for our clients. So,
Oh, definitely.
They're the top studio in Philadelphia right now.
oh,
We
shit,
done-
let me
Everything
find
everything
out.
everything that I see is from what's the studio?
Studio
2E.
2E. Yeah.
Everything I see is from Studio 2E.
So we just have to get together on what we're going to do. But that's April. When is the draft? April 20 what? Is it this month,
April
right? It's this month.
29th to May 2nd.
Yeah,
Whoa.
you're
I'm
not
gonna
doing a
be
show
here.
every night though, right?
I won't be
Just
here.
first night. Where you going? Let me find out.
Oh, I'm going to Florida. Oh my goodness.
Well, you
I
can
won't
do it
be
in
here
Florida.
I'm leaving on the 29th and I'm not coming back to the 9th.
All right,
what
well,
time
you're
you
gonna
leaving?
look. Well, I was in Costa Rica, and I still.
Yeah, I can still come on. I
Come
gotta
on,
definitely
You was
Stop.
definitely in Costa Rica and teasing us because it was cold here.
yeah.
But back to the draft talk.
We've
Let's
done
talk-
it before.
Let's talk
We've
this
done it
draft talk.
before.
Let's
All
talk
right.
this draft talk because that's my niche, and just like my brother, if he was here, we can talk about draft guys. He put some Ohio State guys up there. I'm not big on Ohio
Oh,
State.
Eagles, girl.
You know, Eric.
Y'all are the worst.
So I'm not big on Ohio State guys because they're not, especially the quarterbacks, they're not successful in the league. They haven't really been successful. But I think Justin Fields maybe he has the opportunity to break that niche there and be a successful quarterback. But us being at 12 and then at 6, we can't even think about Justin Fields because he's going to be gone.
No.
No. And nor
so-
should we. I don't think.
So the
Yeah.
guys that we're looking at, and I wanted to come to you with some people names. Gregory Rousseau. He's an end rusher from Miami. He's 6'7", and they love size because of the freak. Javon Curse was a monster at 6'7", coming around that corner.
He was a problem.
So they might be looking at a defensive end. They might be looking at a linebacker. Don't put off Micah Parsons if he's available for us grabbing him. Another corner besides J.C. Horn is Cab Farley from Virginia Tech. He's a long guy. He's about 6'1", decent speed. If he's available, there might be a chance that we select him. Also, the linebacker, I cannot pronounce his name, from Notre Dame. He may be available for us too. His name is Jeremiah Owusu Kumara. The thing about him, though, he's what we call a tweener. He's 6'1", 215 pounds, 220 pounds. He's not a typical linebacker size, but
No, he's not.
He plays downhill. He plays downhill. And the thing is, we had a guy here like this. Y'all all know the guy that we had just like him. His name was Nathan Gary. So
Yeah,
I'm not a
we
big
don't need
fan
to
of
know.
him, but
Yeah.
he plays a different style. He actually played linebacker in college.
I
Nathan
don't
Gary
care.
played
I don't
safety.
care. That size right there,
Um,
he's gonna get manhandled. All I can see is the carry.
Yeah,
getting
not at that
manhandled.
position.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
at that position, man. No, we need some.
Yeah.
We
Far
need
as-
some
far as
I'll
fun.
wide
take me a
receivers-
6'7" DN though. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I'll take that.
As far as
I'll take that all day.
wide receivers, if the typical wide receivers that we looked at, Chase, Smith, Waddle, those guys not available. Don't look for us to get a wide receiver in the first round. Maybe in the second or third round. Terrence Marshall, Kadarius Toney, he's a wide receiver from Miami. Those type of guys, second tier guys, that are not being talked about because you have the Jamar Chase, Heisman Trophy winning wide receiver Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle being talked about heavy. So these guys on the second round, they may be available. Even the kid from Michigan, I can't think of his name right now. He may be available to us in the third or fourth round. He ran a good time at his pro day. Like I said, for everybody out there, do not take these pro days. Don't take these pro days for it says unofficial for a reason. Because that's like Dante right there testing R40.
Look at that.
Oh, Dylan Moses.
Yeah.
He's a solid linebacker from Alabama. He'll fit the role of middle linebacker for us. In the first round, no. Late second, third, yes. But don't be surprised. And I want to throw this out to you guys. Don't be surprised in the second round that we either go a tight end or we go a running back. Pat Fairmouth from Penn State, and yes, is a Penn State guy. He is a blocker. He reminds me of Brick Sellett. Brick Sellett was a blocker and a receiver tight end at the same time. Najee Harris, the running back from Alabama, he's a bruiser. Thunder and Lightning. Miles Sanders would be Thunder. Najee Harris would be Lightning. I mean, well, we switched it up. I'm sorry. Najee Harris would be Thunder. Miles Sanders would be Lightning.
All right.
Those guys are some things you should think about in the second round that doesn't come to mind because we're always thinking about the first round. Who are we getting in the first round? Why we move back? But we gotta look at the rest of the draft. We got 11 picks. We have 11 picks.
That was my next question. I was like, what do we got? 10? 11?
We have
got
11 picks.
All right,
We have
But
11.
that doesn't mean we cannot maximize our picks. I'm sorry. Just
no.
that's good. We have a large quantity of picks. That's great. But we have to make our early picks really count. Then we can be flexible and have some breathing room. But I don't think we should be looking to the later rounds as our wins. Our wins need to come in rounds 1 and 2. Period.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm gonna
agree.
tell
You don't waste
Yeah.
that position. And we already started to. So
We did.
All right, Eric Miller is on the screen. He says the cornerback from Virginia Tech is a beast. Who's that? Many compare him
Cat
to Ramsey.
Farley. Cat Farley.
Farley?
He,
All right, yeah.
he took off. He opted out this year. But his 2019 tape is pretty doggone good. He did get beat here and there, but I mean, every cornerback gets beat. It's the mentality that if I get beat, what am I gonna do with the play after that?
Oh, stop it, David.
Hold on, go
Stop
back
it.
to Shell. Go back to
But
Shell.
it's just all this Penn
back to
State.
Shell.
Penn State. I went to Temple, so you know I'm not even feeling all the love right
I
now.
know.
Well,
I
I'm
know.
sorry. I
But
can't.
I mean, you guys gotta have some people that can get drafted. Don't get me wrong. There are some guys from Temple that might get drafted, might not, that can make an impact in the league. It's always one person from Temple that actually has a very good impact as a rookie or second year player. From Micah Parsons from Penn State will be nice, yes. But I believe the Cowboys or the Giants will select them before us.
You just
All right, Dave,
want us
stop.
to be mad at Howie
I know, Dave.
from
is
trading
messing
down
with
to
us. He
12.
said, trade in a 17
Woo.
trade. Howie Roseman traded our first round pick to get 7 first round picks in 2020. Winning. If that was to happen, oh my goodness. All right, I'm not even going to say that. Look, thank you guys. This quarter is winding down. We have had a ball here talking about Howie and talking about the draft and what we're wishing for in the draft. That's what I'm gonna put up there on the board.
Dante and all his personalities.
Hey Dante,
No,
I want to
yeah.
give you guys a sleeper. Sean Wade got destroyed by Devontae Smith, right? His draft stock went from one of the top 3 corners to now he's in he's in the field. Don't get discouraged by Sean Wade because he has some battles to share, and he showed that he could play that position at 6'1", 185, 190. He may be the steal of the draft later in like the 4th round because his draft stock fell. He's a
So
Howard
somebody
State-
we could develop.
We want the guy
Yeah.
that got burnt by the best wide receiver. All right, I'm just saying. All right. Look,
It's
we're gonna-
Devontae Smith. Devontae burned everybody.
All right,
Derek
we're gonna end
Stingley
it
from
on that,
LSU
man.
was the best cornerback in the league. He destroyed him for 215 yards. Come on, man. Let me end the quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
And that's the end of the show, too. But make sure you check us out next week, next Thursday, same bat channel, same bat time, and we'll continue to talk about what the Eagles did. And hopefully Howie doesn't do anything else that'll have us talking like we are last week and this week. So, guys, make sure you tune in. I'm your man, Dante the Dark Knight, from my co-host, Pat, and Michelle. We will see you guys next week. We're out of here. Peace. Oh, yeah, we got to get a new theme song, too. We got to get Shell included. We got to get Shell included.
The shell.
play
You can
some
go the shell in
tracks?
it. Oh, wait, I got it. You ready? Ready with the shell? I got you.
Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him. Listen.
Eagles talk.
Let's talk Eagles. Philly bleed green is from your people. Fly, Eagles fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat, Shell, and Dante.
In the shell.
I mean, it already says shell. It sounds
All
like
right.
shell. So.
Yes, it does.